Hello and welcome to the breadboarding tutorial video series. In this video series, we're going to be talking about the prototyping side of your project, starting with the breadboard. So, before we begin, it's worth noting that breadboards are a very bare bones circuit design tool. They don't have any components built inside of them, which allows you to create as many circuits as your heart's desire onto the board. Secondly, breadboards are a very easy to use method of creating your electronic circuits. Any component that you add in can be removed just as easily and can be moved to wherever you want it on the board. This allows for you to create any different type of circuit whenever you want. They don't need to be soldered into the board, which also saves you a lot of time as well. Finally, this video series is going to start off fairly simple. We're going to begin by creating simple series and parallel circuits, ranging up to more complex circuits, and eventually powering our circuit using a solar panel. So, with all that being said, let's move over to our breadboard. So, as you can see in front of you now, this is a breadboard. What we have here is a little board with a load of different pins that we can put our different wires and components into. If I turn this over, you can see along the back there are these thin metal strips. These are what we call rails. Rails allow you to put current through them and they give power to any components that you attach to these rails. What we're going to do, as an example, is we're going to build a very simple circuit on our board. Every circuit requires a power supply, a load, and a way to get the voltage out of the circuit. So we're going to start with a little resistor here, which is going to be our load. I'm going to plug this into column 1 and column 6. And this connects both column 1s and 6, which means when we put a supply into one of these legs here, it means that our current will run either this way around the circuit or the opposite, depending on which one we connect the 5 volts to. So next, we're going to use our power supply. For this, we're going to use this board here, which is an Arduino Uno. An Arduino board is going to be what we use as our main microcontroller for our temperature sensors later in the video series, which we do in fact have a video series on, and I would highly recommend you watch this as we go through this series. Both the Arduino video series and the breadboarding series are heavily interlinked, as the coding side of the Arduino is used to control our circuit. So, with that being said, we're going to connect our supply from our Arduino onto our board. So, along the side here, you can see that each pin is labelled with a different thing. We're only interested at the moment in these power ones here. We're going to use our 5 volt supply, and then we're going to connect that into our resistor circuit. I'm going to use column 6 as our VN. So, just going to have to press the wire in. And then, for the other leg, we're going to use the ground pins, which are just next to that 5 volt supply. So we plug into our board, and then plug into column 1. And that creates a very simple series circuit. As you might be aware, a series circuit is a very basic type of circuit. It's probably the most simple one and the first one that you would have actually learned when covering electronics. So, as we go through the video series, we will discuss these in more detail as well as parallel circuits. But that's as far as this video wants to go. So in the next video, we're going to be talking about wire cutters and wire strippers and how to measure and cut your wires to their correct size. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye for now.